You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, right, we back again. I know I was supposed to come back, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I got some great things I want to talk about. Nothing to complain about because things happen around me, not to me. I don't apply it to myself as if it happened to me. I don't. These are the things that's just around me. You know what I'm saying? I can say this. The things that I'm discovering, right? I started understanding things that are different in a different limelight, a different intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about, right? So you know how you have two classes of people. You have a class of people that are poor, and you have a class of people that's rich, right? Now, this is the thing that I come to find to realize is this. Um, it's the same. It's just kind of look at it the way I'm, breaking it down. If you notice this, right? Depending on what state of mind you are in, right? The people, specifically in New York State and any other state that follows the mind of New York State, right? They feel as though, like, how can I say in simple terms? They feel as though, like, they should, how can I say? They should have all the people that have a rich mind should give to them more, basically, in a sense of work for them. You understand? So once I kind of seen that type of mindset, I wanted to trace it back, right, into the people that they say are poor. I wanted to see if, this is actually true, you know. And what I come to realize in this life is that it is very true. Poor people, when it comes to the mind state of a poor person, ask their mind, like, can I ask you a question? They're gonna be like, yeah. Do you feel as though someone that's more intelligent should give to minds that make themselves less intelligent? The average person, they're gonna sit there, right? And then they're gonna look at and evaluate the conversation, and they might try to flip into something else. When they go to flip into something else, they give you the cue to walk away. Okay. Now, what I understand with poor people is that while I'm going through this whole change, because I'm going through a financial change myself, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna tell the truth. I used to be one of those people that used to be like, yes, we need to do more for poor people because guess what? If we do more for them, guess what's gonna happen? The world will be a little bit more better. And I feel like with myself was like, that sounds good. You really sound like your innocent child self. You really do. But the world that we live in don't looks out for you at all. No. Yeah, like people are going to hate you because you became rich. Understand that in the comment section, people already probably hate you now based on your identity. You're very beautiful, you're very intelligent, and people are going to hate you for that. So what you have to understand is that the people that have a poor mind, they hate on what comes up. You see what I'm saying? If you come up in higher consciousness, they're going to hate you for that. If you become rich, they're going to hate you for that. Everything that deal with success, the mind state of poor people, they're going to hate you for that. Yeah. The reason why that is because poor people have a mindset of marksman communists. Yes, you're supposed to follow me and what I tell you to do, but you're poor. I'm supposed to follow you. I'm not supposed to follow you. That's like telling the sun to follow the moon. You're an oxymoron. The sun is never going to follow the moon. You know why? It's way more intelligent than the moon. It's a solar variation. The moon is a physical variation. Everything that's physical perish. Everything that's soul exists forever. It never dies. So based on that intelligence of myself, not human beings, I'm just looking at like I prefer to follow something that's either rich, um, highly intelligent, um, knows about itself. That's what I probably prefer to actually follow. If I became a follower to something, which not really I'm a follower at all, because I really just follow myself. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, when I started understanding what poor people as a whole is that the technology of my mind is changing based on the experiences that I'm having with poor people. I used to feel bad for poor people a lot because I used to probably, try to understand the things that they're going through. But what I kind of realized is that majority of the people that I deal with are in the same boat as me. I'm leaving the boat, but I'm understanding why I'm leaving the boat, why my finances is going up, why my mind state is going up, why everyone hates everyone that goes up. That's what I'm understanding. And it's really not them hating me because no one can hate me upon this earth. They really hate themselves. That's just really what it come down to. So I start to understand what poor people as a whole is that the problem that they have is that the technology of the mind does not install inner intelligence. It wants to hack the intelligence of someone else's mind and then use up them for their resources and stuff like that. Whenever you see someone trying to use you, I'm gonna show you something about poor people. Whenever you see someone trying to use you, and they're not giving you the access to use them back, that's a poor state of a mind person. That's a poor state of a poor person. Anyone knows that if you're using something, the technology of the minds had to be paired. When I mean paired, as in both of them are communicating and it's a clear line of communication. I can send a message to your mind, you do. You send a message to my mind, I do. When you see anything outside that algorithm, that is a poor person's mind. You do not want to bother with them. Majority of people, poor people operate as such. Let me try to use you, but you got no resources. You got nothing. I don't know how a poor person think is able to use something and it can't even use itself to get the items of what it needs. Setups. So poor people as a whole, I know I'm going through this whole little process because poor people are going to say, "You were once one of us. Why are you going against us?" Well, every day y'all go against me. Every day. I don't see one rich person coming down from their little high little chair, their little mansions, and coming into this world to bother me. So that's why I say poor people as a whole, it is great the decisions that y'all made because the resources y'all don't get. Thank you. I don't know why poor people were thinking we're gonna play this mental mind game with you, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to control you. We're gonna try to like lie on you and everything. That way you can be what we want you to be. No, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna become what I'm supposed to be. Right. I'm gonna have me a mansion away from poor people as a whole. Poor people are one of the worst people I've ever been around. You say rich people are fucked up. Well, I only know that until I get there. Okay. I'm on my way there. But where I'm at right now, we're not going to skip this. Poor people as a whole, the mind state of poor people, twisted. Very twisted, very satanic, very devil like. Yeah, I understand very well. I don't feel bad for poor people no more. If I ever said that in my lifespan, I take that back. I don't feel bad for poor people. Nothing that they go through, hardships that they go through, lose their lives. I don't even care no more. I used to care. And you got to always think about that. He did used to care about poor people. What made him switch? That's the thing. You can't get mad because someone said, I don't want to support the poor no more. I prefer to support a rich mind. It's looking at itself first. And then the poor people are like, Try to break them down, build bad memories with them." This is what poor people are doing on a consistent basis. These are poor people that are in church. Listen to the shit. These are poor people that's in the church, bro. I could go get the camera footage because in their mindset, it's already in play for them to act stupid around me. So this is why this whole little world got blown up because when I come inside of a church, you got to discriminate against God, don't y'all? No, I understand. I understand very well. Church is one of the biggest discriminators. The biggest poor people in there. Biggest discriminators, bro. Biggest discriminators. I ain't even gonna lie. Either you accept my God or you nothing. That's the human being's way. That's not God's way. Yeah, God don't do that, bro. God not gonna force something on you, bro. That's what human beings do. See, human beings is trying to play the role of God. They more like, you got to get down with this. Stop. Pay attention to the setup. Watch. Can I ask you a question? Right? You from church? Like, yeah, you pray, don't you? Like, yeah. So you supposed to be a child of God. When you pray, you have a connection with God in order to send him messages and he get to hear it, right? Then he get to answer on certain things in your mind frame. So can I ask you a question? You're just a child of God, right? Instead of going through you, I should better just go to him. Because guess what? If you got a connection with the technology of your mind, then I should better have a connection with the technology of my mind. Or is it that I have to go inside your church in order to get a connection with your God? You know what connections I'm talking about. Watch how the minds of the moon move. When you go inside your church, we go inside the church, aren't we? Pay attention to the minds of the people. We're going to church, aren't we? Watch how you talk outside the third dimension. Watch the third dimensional minds move away. Simple setup. Can I ask you a question? In the third dimension, you go to the church, don't you? In order to have a connection with God. How is that connection given? Oh, you have to pray. Fucking setups. I think it has something to do with more than pray. The technology of your mind became the pray. Let me show you. Pray. Church. So, in the third dimension, you read words fast forward. You don't have the ability to break the word down in order to reveal the spell. Understand? Your intelligence is that you read the word fast forward. That is your skill. That's your skill set. That doesn't give you the skill set to reveal the spell that you spelled in your mind. Okay? I'm not you, and you are not me. You have intelligence from the third dimension. I have intelligence from your third dimension and higher dimension. Understand? So, your church is spelled. Remember, I'm spelling the spell that's in your mind. CHUR, CH again. Channel. You are channeling. CH stand for channel. The U stand for you. The R stand for what you are doing. And then CH again. Channel. So in order to have a connection with your deities, yeah, you have to channel within them. Now, how is that easy to be used? With the technology of the vessel that consists of 90% of water. You're going to go through a baptism. Okay? Watch the people when I say this, okay? That way you know what you're supporting. You when I say this, you like, yo, why do people just run from you? Because the demon's running in there, baby. Okay? It's okay. If you get the running, it's all good. Run. You gotta run. Listen, that lets you know you have no weapons against God. Damn! I mean, if a demon had weapons against it, so when a higher dimensional one get to speak, the only thing the demons got is run. That let me know they ain't got no fight in them. Damn! Be scared of what? Oh, they want me to fear a damn robot. That's the Antichrist. The minute I speak, the damn Antichrist of people get on the ground. Run! Ah, I understand. I get it. I understand very well. Let me go take myself to a rich area right here. Go take myself to a rich area. Let's see how the rich people treat me. Let's see what happens. Every time I go around these motherfuckers be out here shopping, minding their own motherfucking business, bro. Walked up to a girl, I'm like, you be taking care of your body, don't you? She like, yes. I'm like, you see how she replied with joyness and shit? You can't do that with poor people. Nah, you can't do that with them. Nah, they always sad, mad, aggravated. Always, ain't that right? Got bills to pay. Only life. Yeah, I'm good. I seen a motherfucker tell themselves the other day they were so happy to work, and they like all them bills is paid. Like, yeah, yeah. Shit is breezy as fuck, isn't it? Go back to their church thing. Let me see something. All right. So if you see in the comment section, I want you to follow the program. What you gotta understand is that demons will speak to you in the comments. Demons are literally telling me in the comments, shut up, because everything that he's saying is the truth. So reveal what the demons are inside the church again. Okay. Can I ask you a question? In the third dimension, you go into church, right? And then when you go inside the church, you go pray, don't you? Church, pray. That's what you do for God, right? It's all good. Can I ask you a question? Will you discriminate against someone that actually has higher intelligence of knowing what the church is? You know, discrimination comes down to, let me show you. It doesn't come down to like just color. It also come down to intelligence. Yeah, like say if I know something higher that you don't know, you're going to discriminate against yourself and you're going to push your mind away from out of knowing. That's discriminating against yourself. Yeah, because you're discriminating against higher intelligence of knowing. If I just say, watch, if I lie to my mind and say, yes, it's just a church, we all praise God, you're going to agree with me. But what I just said was a lie to the technology of my own mind. That's a lie. But I'm able to play with you people within lies, right? Setups. What? The church word is the truth, isn't it? I know. If I stay like that, then the lie stays within me. Then the third dimensional of information and data of lies conquer my mind. So you got to be very careful with demon people because they try to be psychological. The demon is not really tough. It's the psychological abilities amongst demons are they're weak because when you understand the psychological mind that they're operating in, you understand that they show you in real time. They tell you words like "shut up" because you're revealing what they are in real time. 90% of people are demons. You do know that, right? It's probably about maybe 10%, 1% that's light of here within human. You understand? And so, with that being said, or whatever the case may be, what I understand is that a lot of demons, they're afraid of revealance of what they done. You would think a demon would have no fear because the demon's always giving fear towards everyone else. God damn. What? This is the truth. And you have to shun your mind away from the truth because the entity and the deity that's operating you does not operate within truth. And it does not operate with information and data outside the third dimension. If I tell you something outside the third dimension, watch how your hands pick up, right, and watch how your hands change the whole station. Do you know why that's happening? Pay attention to your mind. Your mind wants a connection. So if your mind has information and data only downloaded with third dimensional information and data, guess what? If a higher mind comes, right, that's a liberated from the third dimension, guess what's going to happen? You're going to reject yourself. What you're not understanding is you looking at it like you're rejecting me. You could never reject me. You're rejecting yourself because the higher intelligence is coming. Right. Trying to load you up and pass it to you. And the individual is looking at like, no, I'm rejecting them. You're rejecting yourself. The technology of your mind only has information and data of knowing the false illusion of the third dimension. Thank you. Which means the technology of your mind and the algorithms of information and data that's installed are nothing more than fakeality. It's not reality. It's fake. Okay. So can I ask you a question? Would a demon deal with fake or would a demon deal with real? Setups. Okay? All right. So, with that being said, when it comes to intelligence, I'm not going to go with the third dimensional lies of intelligence. I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is just a church, baby. And when you go to church, baby, God is everything. Yeah, baby. If that's the third dimensional lie that you want me to tell you, I'll tell you that. Just understand that it's lie in your face, though. Okay? I'm one of those. I'll tell you the lie in your face and to tell you the truth in your face, just to see how the technology of your mind operate and what it accepts. Do you understand? I don't operate in controlment. Give a fuck about that. Now, all of y'all church people, majority of church people cannot fight the demon that's within them in order to accept the new intelligence that's in front of them. I love this shit. No way. Fight. Pay attention. Well, my belief system, pay attention to the setups. Belief system. Whenever you spill out the word belief or I believe, pay attention that you are spelling a spell. Do you have the proper intelligence to reveal the spell? They're still in demon mode. The demon is designed to deceive the technology of your mind. You think the demon is going to tell you the spells and reveal the spells for you? No, it's not. Everything that you believe into is a be lie to. Spell out the word believe. The first word you get is be lie. How are you doing that in front of the technology of your face? And how is the technology of your mind not into the knowing if you already done it? Self-awareness, right? When you're not self-aware, it keeps you in lower intelligence. It has nothing to do with me. It is funny that we have a bunch of adults that can't actually reveal what spells are, but can spell the word, implant the word inside their mind, and obey. You told me third dimensional beings are the most intelligent beings. Lower intelligence. It cannot even reveal the spells that is put in within its own mind. Forget looking at other people. This entity or deity is spelling spells, but cannot reveal the spells of what it's doing. Then, when someone get to revealing the spells of what it's doing, guess what happened with their intelligence? Let me run off over here. They let you know that's a demon. Anybody that operates in a mind state of I don't want higher intelligence, that means that that's a demon. You're trying to keep yourself in lower intelligence. Demons are going to go to hell in this solar apocalypse that we're going to visit. Yeah, a lot of people going to burn. A lot of artificial tech around here. A lot of demons and deities that God is looking at like they're not even able to fight me. Right. So we just want to play like magic tricks on your mind. That's all. Everybody get died right here. Right. A lot of death coming to this planet, baby. Yeah, it's a lot of things that's going on that should not be going on. Is the disrespect towards God, for real, for real. Human beings as a whole. Yeah, really thought that they could actually fight God and try to destroy the image of the Christ and then try to recreate the image of the Christ. That's why I say, as certain individuals, you got to always ask, why are certain individuals here? Because they could be fighting for something at the top of the pyramid. Yeah. Like, just because human beings said as a whole, like, yeah, we're changing the image of the Christ and we're going to obey this, that don't mean that that's going to stand permanently. That could have been temporarily to see how you all going to operate with it. Yeah, that doesn't mean it's going to stay collectively, though. Yeah, you can't take over what God created. God created the earth, the heavens, the sun, everything. And humans think by popular choice in their mind, oh, we can be godless and say, fuck the sun, fuck the earth, fuck the water, not actually understanding that every natural element that they say fuck themselves to is within you. So basically, how the universe is looking at it is humans have a human intelligence in order to say fuck themselves. Thank you. So when the solar apocalypse pop up, just like when Noah's Ark popped in, he told you a flood is coming. This time, flames is coming. They want to hate God. That's the problem with human beings. Human beings don't have a military power to fight against God. None of that shit. God's just understanding, like, so I am who I am. Great. Human beings hate themselves based on who I am. Yes. Oh, destroy away. It's all good. Got to get off the planet today. This has everything to do not with race. I don't deal with race. I deal with technology. That's what I deal with. So what you have to understand is that the consciousness of the sun, consciousness of moon, they're having a rotation. And you need to pay attention to the consciousnesses that are above you. Okay? The conscious of the sun is now in connection with the mother of the planet. You know what that means, right? That means that both of the consciousness of Earth and the consciousness of the sun, right? That both of them are working together as one. What you have to understand is that in order to work together, you have to be in alignment, don't you? The minds have to be in a line, which means that the sun is projecting information and data to the earth to receive. What are the human beings doing down upon the earth? Just demons work. Demons work. What demon work that is? Just trying to block. Slow. They're trying to block what? Oh, they're trying to block the information and data that's being projected from the sun to the earth. Slow down. Can I ask you a question? If the earth doesn't get any sunlight, what happens? Oh, they're all dead. Can I ask you a question? Is that what they want? Due to my calculations, that's what it looked like they want. Thank you. So when human beings went, their conscience went straight into just death on the ground, it's because that's what they were begging for God. If God is watching, like, he's not watching like a human being. He's looking at like, so they're fighting against the sun in order to fight against the earth. So if the sun don't shine down on the earth, then the oxygen supplies remain low, then everybody dies. This is what wants. So God is going to give the humans what they want. Yeah. Human beings are asking to be deaded. This is why you come to me, and I say all the time, 90% of them will be wiped off the earth. You can't look at me like I'm doing something wrong. You have to understand the messages within this 10-year time frame, right, of why individuals are asking for death. Thank you. Anyone can see if you support if you support a solar eclipse, you support the death of the planet and the death of the sun. So that all that's being calculated with God. And God is just like, all right, this is what they want. They want death. Project that back onto them. There you go. Every natural element gonna remain. Humans will be wiped off the earth. Why? Humans have a hard time with their self. They do not want to upgrade the technology of their minds. This is why we're looking at it. We're like, why is it not an even playing field? Why isn't there 50% of rich people and 50% of poor people? Because what happens is, guess what happens? Both parties can learn from each other. You telling me you only have a couple of millionaires and everyone is strictly at the bottom, and they want everybody that's at the top to do everything for them, just as much as we want the sun to do this, but we don't want him to do this. So it's the same thing. So, you know, that's what happened in this solar apocalypse. I mean, you got to think, not yeah, and with this solar apocalypse, you got to think. Obviously, there must because everybody think that they can fight against the sun. Y'all just literally just had a lunar eclipse. The moon is going to eclipse. Watch. You didn't see it in many videos. Yeah, you didn't see it in many videos. The technology of the moon will fall down. Pay attention to the data of the people. You see that, right? So I'm talking about the consciousness of the moon. Remember, third dimensioners don't know that the moon is a consciousness. So can I ask you a question? Why are certain people upset in the comment section? Mm. Remember, these are third dimensional beings. They're going to tell you that's just a moon up there. He's lying about what he's talking about. But why are they getting upset about what he's talking about? Ah, there you go. That lets you know right there. Okay. That way you understand, like, yeah, he can't be lying because an individual, if they're fighting for something, yeah, of course they're going to probably be upset, you know. But if you're telling me that showing me that basically third dimensional beings know what you know. Yeah, they just play like they don't know. But the thing is, if they didn't know, why are they getting upset that I talk about the moon? and the destruction of the moon. Oh. See, anger can reveal a lot about beings. See that? The emotional connection button. I'm doing that through a screen. I'm not even touching you. Remember, this is an electronic device. I just emotionally hacked the technology of your emotions. Right. Hit an emotional button. There you go. Isn't it easy? I do it to people all the time, especially when people do this. I want you to do this. Disobey. I'm not doing nothing. Give me another command. Disobey. Get upset. Let me into your emotional network. Thank you. Human intelligence is dumb. Put my camera up. There you go. Act like the emotions of anger. There you go. Record it. Put your body on the internet. There you go. Simple setup. Mind frames are easy to bypass, aren't they? Because they deal with a lot of anger. You can tell when someone's a demon or a deity when everything of their anger doesn't make inner intelligence. If you have anger and it actually makes intelligence, now I'm fucking with that. Nah, I'm fucking with that type of anger. You telling me your anger got intelligence. Yeah, I'm fucking with that. You got demons that got anger because on the simple fact the technology of the mind cannot receive any information and data outside it cannot receive any information outside of the third dimension. This is what demons are mad about. They're mad because they're like, man, so I got to come out this demon shit in order to have higher intelligence with myself. See? So, with that being said, signing up to be the demon worshiper team, y'all getting whooped out as a whole. We could see that the demon worshipers in the states, specifically New York State, getting whooped out as a whole. They're losing all their financials. All the millionaires and billionaires that live there, they're leaving. Okay? So that lets you know, let me show you. That lets you know you could have a group of people, right, where they think in their head, well, we are the poor people and the rich people that are here in New York State are supposed to do more for us. Well, let me show you what happens. As poor people, you can have that type of mind state. Hell yeah, you can have that type of mind state. But the rich person is looking at it like this. Let me see something real quick. So what do you want? We want more money for the labor that we do. Stop. So you're not going to upgrade the technology of your mind in order to receive more money. No. I want to put my problem upon you. It's all good. You could put that problem right there by the door. Shut the door. Yeah, we about to go buy a mansion in Florida. Yeah, go. Come on, baby. What? Pack your bags with your big old butt. We're going. Come on. Let's go. We're going to Florida. There you go. Now all those poor people are sitting there like, wow, that motherfucker really just left us. Because when you're in the mind state of controlment, you do understand that the next individual can disobey your command, right? Just because you a bunch of poor people, a bunch of hags that ain't got nothing, you think poor people be thinking they got control over the rich, bro. I'm done. Like, yeah, you're gonna pay more. I'm not gonna pay more. I'm just gonna bounce to the next state of mine. Bye bye. With their broke asses. There you go. Now, what you have to understand is that instead of coming after the rich, you poor people that's in New York State, y'all supposed to be coming at your governor. Yes, you see the little bitch up there? I said that. All right, you know who I'm talking about. She's ugly as fuck. You know she is. You know the governor of New York State, she's very ugly. Setups. You see Trump daughter Ivanka, she's very pretty. I'm done. You see the comparison, right? Now you're going to agree, motherfucker. Exactly. You're going to say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that female governor inside of, yeah, she ugly as shit. Yeah, she ugly as shit. I ain't gonna lie. But Trump's, yeah, Ivanka, she is beautiful. Moving along, right? Moving along, right? Now, what you gotta understand is this too, right? New York State, New York State. They can't stand when I get to talking. Well, what? What you talking about with us? Anyways, New York State as a whole, boy, they going through a motherfucking war in that motherfucker. The reason why I say New York State is because they're the ringleader of demonicy. Yes, they are the ringleader of demonicy. You understand that? Yeah, I know you heard many a times about New York. But New York is like a ghost town. It's like one of those. It's ghosts, right? Anyways, right here. What you got to understand is this, right? When it comes to New York State, a lot of blue states, specifically blue states, okay, they're losing their federal aid. There you go. Pay attention to how the people move right there. There you go. Pay attention. They're not real patriots. They false patriots. Yeah, they false. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all tech today. Hell yeah. Anyways, right here. Let me show you this right here. So what happens is this. Trump turned off the faucet to the water, right? Now, the federal aid makes the blue states into lazy mind states. Let me show you. Giving you federal aid and keep boosting your money and boosting your money and money. It's the technology of your mind, installing information and data, how to build your own money system. If I'm the money system, setups. Remember, the federal aid get assisted towards blue states specifically. Right. Can I ask you a question? Did those blue states ever build a mind, right, that will work for the state of mind of New York in order to project more money for the people? Did they do that? No, they did not. So when it comes to blue states specifically, what you got to ask is this: where do blue states get their money from? Between federal aid and off the backs of people, setups. That's not the state of mind that you want to be in. You want to be in a state of mind, something like Texas or Florida. Texas specifically, they have their own oil rigs. They make money, right? Not just off the people, but based on the resources of the land. Setups. That's what you got to understand. So when you move to a state, always understand there's a state of mind. Does the state of mind that you live in only use the people in order to acquire resources? Thank you. If that's what they do, you may want to leave because it's just going to get worse. Because the technology of their minds look at it like, oh, the only way we get money is off of other people. No, you should better use resources of the land or build something within your state of mind in order to acquire some money, not just off the people. Okay? All right. New game. This shit is out of hand. Blue State's they about to suffer. Well, my bad. They not about to suffer. They're suffering right now. Done. Let's get to talking about the suffering that the blue states are actually going through. High tech, right? So let me show you. What happens is Trump cut off the federal aid right here. When he cut off the federal aid, the reason why he's doing that is because the smoke screen that they're gonna put in front of you is that, oh, he's going against everybody. Fuck up. He's going against the people that's not supposed to be here. The people, right, that's not supposed to be here, be in certain systems. Aid system. All the fraudulent shit that we done, all the fraudulent shit get cut the fuck off. Setups. Okay? And you know what happens? New worlds start happening. Guess what happened? The people aren't arguing with Trump no more because the federal aid already cut the fuck off. You know who they fight? You know who they fighting against? Their governors and mayors. Get the fighting each other. The fuck I'm talking about. Usually whenever a fight happens, a change start becoming. That's what I'm talking about right there. Get those New York cities mad. Get them mad. There you go. Now, let me show you the setup right here. Say you at the top. At the top is just us ninjas. But I don't really fuck with you broke ass ninjas. Anyways, like I was saying before, right here at the top, right? You have to understand that what's happening is that there's a new change that's supposed to be happening in front of your very eyes. You know what that new change is? Making the technology of minds all align so we can all get things done as one. Thank you. Now, understand, individuals may not want to do that. That's great. But what happens is this. Can I ask you a question? If with that federal aid would have been turned off, if these blue states was working with the red states, setups. You're not paying attention to what I'm showing you. Watch. You're looking at the states, not as in states of minds. A state of mind. Right. Y'all all are unlined. Thank you. This is why y'all losing your resources. Setups. I guaranteed you if blue states would have been like, you know what? Fuck all that dumb shit. We're fucking with Trump. I guaranteed you Trump would have been like, I'm still going to cut the federal aid off, but I'm going to at least give y'all some time, right? To build up a new plan in order for y'all to work for your people. Simple setups. He would have done it. He's reasonable. I know this shit by watching the actions of what he do, not going through the computer programming of self-hate and self-sabotage. Understand? Okay, I pay attention to his actions and do research. You motherfuckers don't. You motherfuckers do this. I'm watching the TV. Shut the fuck up. The technology of the third dimensional mind don't know what the fuck it's doing. What are you doing? I'm watching TV. Shut the fuck up. How the fuck is you watching something and after you're done watching it, you remember? Oh, they stuck in that third dimension of information and data. Low tech ass. Now come here. Let me show you something right here. The technology of your eye, is it connected to your mind? I don't know. How are you able to remember that? You have a memory bank in your mind. Oh, they didn't teach me that in the third grade. Right. Low tech ass motherfuckers. Huh? Huh? I'm just watching TV. You're watching a program. Watching TV, my ass. Now come here. Let me show you the program. Come here. Watch this. You want to get a bunch of people to act crazy? Like, yes. All you have to do is 90% of these people are already unconscious. So all you have to do is put Trump in front of them. Right. Watch this. This shit is easy. Watch this. Put Trump in front of them. Trump has a different mind from everyone. If you put something different in front of them, they will attack it. Watch. We're going to come out with a new change. We're going to have to ruffle those feathers. In order for that new change to happen, what do the people do? They go into the program of the TV, tell a vision, copy a vision. They telling you a vision, right? Tell a vision. Pay attention to the technology of ear. Pay attention to the technology of the eye. Pay attention to the technology of the mind. How it obeys the commandments of the television setups. The commandments of the television is that we're supposed to be in a mind state of supposedly not supporting Trump. This is the mind state, right, that is being forecast on every television in order to consume every mind into a mind state of don't support Trump. This is a fucking machine. Your mind got converted into a mind state of not getting to know someone or not getting to know what they truly do based on the mind, right, and the connection that it has with the television and how it got consumed by the television. How is it your own self actions if the actions and the message came from the television, now consume the technology of your mind, and you obey the commandment of the television? You're not a, how the fuck you're not a robot? Fucking setups. How you not a robot? You think when I'm sitting here watching, I watch both sides of Trump. I watch them telling me the dumb shit about Trump. Ignore. Pay attention to his actions. Oh, he's not doing what they're saying they're doing. Oh, wow. He's actually doing this. Wow, he's doing this. The fucking magic tricks, right, of humans are funny. And they're so lower intelligent, they don't even understand that the technology of a television is an electronic device. Right. The technology of your mind, right, the hardware of your vessel your electronic device, if you don't, even if you want to accept it or not, you know what's so ignorant? Every electronic device that's around you, even old electronic devices, are nothing more than duplications of the body, setups. Why would someone invent something if it not can have a connection with the body, the eye, and the mind? You think someone is going to invent something like that? No, they're not. Because guess what? The interfaces of your face, your eye, and the interface of that device had to be within a what? Communication, which means they had to peer, like your Bluetooth device. Pay attention to the data. Watch. Can I ask you a question? When it comes to your Bluetooth device, right? What brings in the connection of your Bluetooth device? Pay attention to the third dimensional being and the consciousness of the third dimensional being. It's going to simply say, oh, in order to bring in a connection with device, you have to go to the settings, pay attention to the setups. You have to go to the settings, right? You have to go to the settings of the mind, setups. Now, what do you have to do? When you go to the settings, what you do is you go to this button, pay attention. You press a button. What is that? When you press the button, it gives the device an open mind to accept the signal of another mind in order for both of these electronic devices to be what? Paired. Now, if a Bluetooth device can pair with another device based on that both devices have an open line and open minds of communication, you think the technology of your mind is not doing the same? Based on that you stay in a third dimensional mindset of self-ignorance, the third dimensional of information and data doesn't put your mind in the technology of your mind in order to know yourself. You do understand that, right? All right, get the fuck off. People talking about something. I'm not a robot, but you obey the commandments of the robot, which is a television. Last time I checked, you're supposed to be a human being, which means that you're supposed to have superior intelligence over your electronic devices. But your electronic devices actually magic trick the technology of your mind and make you do certain decisions that the electronic device wants you to do. Simple setups. They're talking about AI ain't out here controlling them. AI can load up on on a screen, right, and have a motherfucker go get up a gun and go shoot a motherfucker. Talking about something, we not robots today. Bullshit. They obey the commandments of a robot today. Setups. That's your television today. Okay? All right. So don't play with me and try to tell me, oh, it's not this, it's not that. This is what it is right here. Okay? A lot of people became AI, you understand? And so they obey the commandments of the AI and the television. Whenever an AI, right, speaks to them, it has a voice, it has an image. That voice and image is tied inside the technology of the mind and remembered inside the technology of the mind and now played out in reality. How is that your own self decision if the technology of a TV that is a mind conquered your mind? Humans, goodbye. Easy, easy tech, isn't it? Very easy, isn't it? Very easy, isn't it? Now, let me ask you a question. If everybody's following the television, how is consciousness, right, and the information and data of upgrades with the conscious, how are you supposed to upgrade if the only thing you receive is information and data from your television? The information and data of the television just keeps you in the third dimension. Because I got an electronic device, I know everything. No, come here. Well, this is what you know. This is what you know. What does your electronic device consist of? Social media and internet. Internet as a third dimensional being, right? It cannot break down the word that I just gave it to him or the spell of what I just gave. Watch. Put this word in front of them. The technology of the mind is from the third dimension. Watch how it rings up with intelligence. Watch. What is this right here? This is the internet. Internet. It's the internet, right? Can I ask you a question? Does the internet enter the technology of your mind? Hmm. Very simple setup, isn't it? I'm gonna say it again for you. Okay. You have an internet. Why do they call it internet? Is there an inner network within you that the internet is actually hacking within you? Yeah. It's easy tech to bypass the mind, isn't it? Easy tech, isn't it? Come here, baby. You like your iPhone? Yeah, watch this. Can I ask you a question? Are you emotionally connected with your electronic devices? Human popular belief choice? Reply. No! Hell no! Simple setup. Watch this. Give me your electronic device right here. Break it in half right here. Your emotions came out right here. Right here. Now watch this. The technology of the mind is going to simply say, you broke my phone. That's not what I'm revealing to you. That is not the reason why you're angry. Your anger is tied to an emotionless device. You break my phone in half, I got a warranty. I'm not emotionally connected to it. Hmm. So all those videos that you see on YouTube where you see people get their devices broken and the anger comes out, they let you know people are emotionally tied to their emotionless devices. Understand that the emotionless device of your iPhone doesn't give you emotions, but you apply your emotions to the iPhone. And you're not a machine? Ah, that's real, isn't it? In the third dimension of machines, this is real. It's real for me as a machine in the AI to be emotionally connected to another machine because as AI, I am a machine. Shut up! That's what you playing in your bedroom today. That's what you sleep with next to today, right? I understand today. I get it. I get it. Shit is brazy tech out here, isn't it? You gotta watch the game. You gotta watch the game in order to know it. Okay? Because I done seen a lot of things in the game that I'm like, they just picked that up. Yeah, I'm gonna watch from the far, like the sun. I'm done. Now I'm gonna watch from afar and see what happens. Wow. Now pay attention to this right here. Watch this. The things that I tell them play in front of their face. Not the first time they heard about this. Watch this. Y'all love Will Smith, don't y'all? Look how the technology of the minds read. Look at the minds. Right when I say Will Smith, guess what start playing? Will Smith and Chris Rock. Smack in the face. The other smack in the face. The white boy kisses him on the face and gets smacked again. Right? That's what's playing in your mind frame. How I know that? Is that based on the memory, right? That was installed from the television now into your mind? Simple setups, right? I know. Anyways, moving along with Mr. Will Smith. Don't you remember this movie when he played inside of iRobot? Another memory that you can remember, right? God damn. I'm just playing with the memory bank of your mind. I already know what's in there. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Will Smith, he makes a movie. He makes a movie called iRobots. What? Ring a bell? iRobot? Yes. I like that movie. That's a nice movie. Yeah. Talk about some high tech shit. Anyways, right? Remember the part when he walks in there to that beautiful woman? She's supposed to be his either grandmother or mother. Beautiful woman, isn't she? Look like she can make some good cakes, can't she? Doesn't she kind of remind you of the light skinned woman that plays as his mom? Don't she kind of remind you of the same mother that's in the Matrix with Neo? Remember, Will Smith was the one that could liberate the machines. Neo could do the same thing. Can I ask you a question? Was you watching the same movie, just a different character? How they appear, but the fight is the same? Mm. Is this Matrix what? Oh, this is just iRobot Matrix. Oh, I get it. I get it. I understand. Even though anyone can see, like, yeah, those both of those movies kind of play the same. Yeah, she's playing like she's not the Oracle, but she is. Notice that he always go to her for guidance and shit. Ah, there you go. Right. So notice that she's always baking some shit. Just like the lady inside of the Matrix one, always baking something. Notice that? That's not a fucking coincidence. Anyways, moving along. Right. What happens is they make iRobot. Has everything to do with the Matrix. Yep. And so what happens in iRobot is simply is this. Watch and pay attention. Whenever you came, remember the scene where Will Smith, right? He comes inside the house, he speaks to the mother. When he speaks to the mother, he sits down at the table this time. Well, yeah, he sits at the table this time. When he sit at the table, he's talking to the mother, like, yeah, you know how your day going, whatever the case may be, blah, 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 right? And then he looks in the living room. When he looks in the living room, what does he see? He sees an iRobot. Remember, Will Smith don't like the iRobot. Now, what he says to her is he's like, "Why you have one of those things in here?" She like, "Oh, baby, I won it off the lotto." Know what I'm saying? The robot was in there cooking and shit. Yeah. Then after that, the robot walked away and went into the living room and sat down. When the robot was sitting down, he asked her, "What is the robot doing?" She said, "Oh, baby, it's getting its computer programming." Slow down. Shut the front door. Say that again. It's getting its what? Computer programming. Slow down. Can I ask you a question? How is it getting its computer programming if it's only watching television from the third dimension? Do you understand what the fuck I'm talking about? The third dimensional beings are going to say, we're just watching TV. But she didn't say, as a third dimensional being, she didn't say what the human said. She said that this is getting its computer programming. Ah! So can I ask you a question? Is that the same way for the so-called human race? Get your computer programming, ain't that right? That way when you walk outside, you know how to act like the computer programming. Instead of acting like natural programming of what you're actually breathing in. Damn! Shut the front door, right? I know. No. If you didn't pay attention to this, if you did not have watch, if you did not have electronic devices and how the technology is being used, right, in a demonic way. If you weren't, if that was not happening, how would people act today? Remember, people are acting based on the installments of information and data from the technology of the eye, now downloading the technology of the mind. All right. So, with that being said, without that program, how do people supposed to act? Without the program. Come here. Let me show you this right here. Come here, baby. How you doing today? This is a black woman, right? She has a certain type of programming. I'm not picking on her because she's a black woman and she comes from the black nation. Pay attention to her programming. Watch. Predictable. Watch. Walk up to her. Walk up to her as something higher. There you go. What's happening with it today, baby? This, that, and the third. Set her computer programming. Baby, I'm appearing as something higher. All you had to do is just deny her. Now she's looking at you like, how the fuck you know I was going to do that? Because the technology of your mind is supposed to deny anything that is more higher than you. It's computer programming. It's not your programming. It's the computer programming that was installed in you that I know about. You understand? All right. Have a nice day. No way you just played her mind like that. What? I just know her mind frame. You understand? I'm not complaining about her mind frame. I'm just understanding it. Walk up to her right here. How you doing today? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Walk away. Here you go. She can't even get into her computer program. She can't even get in there. The minute I'll walk up to a woman like, what's your name? Where you from? Have a nice day. Move along. I already know within two seconds. I already know what the mind frame of her computer programming gonna try to load up on me. Setups. before it load up on me, guess what I do? Block. No way I just blocked the fuck out of programming. Okay? Easy like. Okay? It's very easy. Okay? Very easy like. Come over here to this black girl right here. She's not a black girl. She just appeared like she's a black girl. What's up? How you doing? I'm doing all right. How you doing? This, that, and third. You know why I'm talking to her, right? You talking to her because she got money? No! Ah, damn, you think I'm always talking to her from a third dimension and shit, don't you? No, come here. The reason why I'm talking to her is because it is. This black girl right here, right, is from poor land. I'm done. You know why that is? The technology of a mind will not install inner intelligence to pull the technology of her body out of poor land. Damn. Okay. Now, this black girl right here, I'm looking at her. What's up? She explosive, ain't she? Anyways, let's get to the data. Why are you playing with her? Because the technology of her mind, she's rich. No, you playing with her because she got money. Fucking setups in your mind. The technology of her mind has an ability to install information and data of intelligence, right? And to use the information and data to become rich. That's why, dumb motherfucker. Oh, I didn't see that, dumb motherfucker. Dumb. Think I'm dating her because of her money. I got my own money. Fuck. Oh, so it's really not the third dimension. It's the mechanics of the mind. Fucking setups. In order to generate my own reality. Fucking setups. You understand the tech? Wake the fuck up. Yeah. There you go. That's why I was playing with her. You got it? All right. Fuck wrong with your tech. That is the most best. It's perfect, you know? That perspective is beautiful. Right. Fuck. Now transform. Come here, girl. Come here. Now, watch this right here. You got which one you going to date, Lashonda? You got Rodney. Okay. You want to play with Rodney? You could play with Rodney. Okay. Or you could play with Jashawn over there. Okay. Let me see what they about. Okay. See what their mind's about, girl. Yeah, go out there and experience for yourself. The fuck off of me. Now, what happened with Rodney? Rodney, I ain't gonna lie, this motherfucker crazy as a motherfucker. He crazy. He crazy. What you mean crazy? Like, he don't give a fuck. Can I ask you a question? Is he a rich, I don't give a fuck, or a poor, I don't give a fuck? Okay, daddy, you got me. He a poor, I don't give a fuck. So I don't give a fuck don't matter. Yeah, that shit don't matter. Fuck out of here. Now, what about Deshaun? Deshaun, he's smart. He's smart. Yeah, like he different. Like he wear like he don't wear what they wear. He kind of dress a little different, right? But his mind is different too. He different. Yeah. I need to meet him. Yeah, I need to meet him. Yeah, I want to meet him. Did you hear what I said to you? Go get him. Fuck wrong with her mind. What's up? Your name Deshaun? Yeah, what's happening with it? Like, this your father? Yeah, I'm the father. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, sir. Yeah, the honor is mine. I'm just trying to fuck with his mind. So what do you do? I do this. Okay, that's great. So you over here trying to pluck my daughter's cheeks, huh? No, sir. Shut the fuck up. Stop lying to yourself. I respect you more if you be truthful. Got his mind. Look at him. Now he wants to tell the truth. Got his ass. Tell me the truth. You want to play with her, don't you? Yes. So you want to play with my daughter, huh? So you think you're going to be plucking my daughter's cheeks? I'm fucking around with his mind, y'all. Huh? Anyways, again, this is what I want to say to black people as a whole and other people that think that I'm a black man. I see some of y'all comics. I'm not going to repeat any of that. Or whatever the case may be. An individual said that, "Oh, it looked like you just got out." I want to say for y'all's nation, right? I understand that y'all a nation that are full of like slaves. Don't it's a lot of y'all. Okay. And what you have to understand is that just because someone appear like a certain type of way, it doesn't mean they have any correlation or relation with your nation. Okay. Another thing is that you people practice is oppression, which means that you don't ask what someone nationality is, you automatically assume. And what happens is the culture of treatment gets thrown onto another individual, and what you're doing is giving insight of how your culture operates with each other. And I think you all. That way, when I go speak to my people, I let them know about this culture, like it operates like this, it operates like this. I remember it was a black boy in front of me, right? Or, he called himself a black man, or whatever the case may be, right? And he was in front of me, and he thought I was the same as him. And I had a banana. And in my culture, I'm totally different. We have bananas. So we look at it as information and data that come from the planet, nutrients, vitamins, and all that. That's how my culture look at it as. Their culture look at the banana as a penis. So I understand that from that culture, they have lower intelligence of how they view the banana. They can't view it as life. They can only view it as a penis. Thank you for letting me know what's in your culture, but I have nothing to do with your culture. You understand? Thank you. It is so easy how I can appear, and the minds will allow me to know what's inside their culture based on that they think I'm a part of their culture, not a part of your culture. Until I tell you I'm with your culture. The black culture as a whole, I have nothing to do with as a whole. What you people have to understand is that, right? Just as much as y'all went through oppression, you people practice the same oppression. The oppression is that everyone that looks like me is the same as me. That's oppression. They're not. Okay? So, with that being said, I have nothing to do with y'all nation. All right? Y'all can keep your nation towards yourselves. Please stop spreading your culture over here because I'm not within your culture. Your culture do not accept higher intelligent beings within your culture. Do you understand that? Y'all have a nice day, okay? Thanks. Moving along back to what I was doing or whatever the case may be. They like, so you're not a black man? Can I ask you a question? Are you profiling me based on the profiles that are installed inside the technology of your mind? In order to profile someone, right, the profile has to be installed in your mind in order to generate it into action. So, how do you know what I am if I did not inform you of what I am? Only I can self identify what I am. Just because you have a profiling station installed inside the technology of your mind, you don't understand that everyone profiles everyone based on the profiles that are installed in your mind. It's just as much as saying, this is just a white man. No, he's not a white man. He has to inform me what he is. Okay? That way I can have proper intelligence of what he is. The camouflage is that they want me to view him as a white man. That's not what he could be. He could probably know something more intelligent with himself to let me know something more intelligent. Do you understand that? So the AI profile centers of profiling, that's not real. Okay? That's just to keep the technology of your consciousness within a third dimensional box. The technology of those minds have been conquered. Isn't it conquered in ignorant minds? Not just because they're in color, because the minds are ignorant. There's people that don't have color in they have the same mind as the colored mind. Your minds are aligned, aren't they? Even though y'all claim two different colors. But white and black's minds deal with what? Profiles. You know what that is? Profiling people. The both of you do it. If I appear like this, oh, you're a black man, you're one of us. Watch how the technology of the mind speak. Can I ask you a question? I'm a black man. What is the technology of your eye doing? Does a black man speak like that? Then I'm not a black man. Okay. Black men don't speak like that. You got that? All right. So please stop trying to throw me in the boats of y'all boats. I have nothing to do with y'all boats. Everybody want me to be in their boat. Understand that their culture, I went through y'all culture as well. And I understand when it comes to higher intelligence, y'all culture actually reject higher intelligence. This is the reason why y'all stay in lower intelligence, not because of redlining and all the other mind fuckery that they try to build up that I reject. The technology of your minds, even as a culture, y'all sacrifice your own people that try to do something for y'all. Look like a culture that want to stay within the enslavement of their minds. Why would I claim y'all's culture? Aren't y'all the same culture that actually backdoor your own Christ? Setups. Why would I claim that? Yeah. Shit is Shit is brazy, right? Shit is brazy. Everybody want me to be in their culture. Then when I reject them in the most intelligent way, they understand like, oh, I thought your thoughts is what's fucking your mind frame up. Okay? Y'all have a nice day. Motherfucker said, God damn. You'll be all right. Okay. This shit funny as fuck, bro. Bro had said, right? Shano had said, great white sharks are afraid of this dude. Okay. Moving along. An individual said, bro had said, a bunch of zombies in this chat. Mm. Woo! All right, let me see this. Come here, William, real quick. I want to show you something about higher intelligence right here. William, right? I just want to show you. Supposedly, William appears as a white man, right? As a white man, I would simply say, as a white man, there's no reason for you to be watching me. Yeah, I mean, when I watch, I'm watching majority of females. That's what I'm watching. I'm watching the feline, all that. As a white male, he prefers to pay attention to me. What I start to understand is that within this present moment, right, the little comments is, you know more than me. I understand. But as a white male, it makes no sense to come in my comment section and to prove to the world that I'm more than you. Okay? Stop doing that to yourself. What you have to do is this: remember, I'm not around. As a white man, you're supposed to be the God. So if your image is the God, why are you coming to me and bothering me? You got the whole world for yourself. But obviously, with the white man, I got to be something important to him. Because even after he builds a world of illusions and keep the technology of the minds within the world of what he want to build, he always pop out of his world and come to my world. How you doing? What's up? Why you mad? Why you angry? You got the whole world down there underneath your feet. Isn't that the way you wanted it? You know where to start registering with the white man? You don't have what I have. I'll give you a whole dimensional world where the people will serve you. I'll give you that. That's what I do. But the white man has realized something about himself. You don't have what I have. You know what that is, right? Put the technology of your body in front of the solar energy of the planet that you call the sun. The technology of your skin will give the technology of your eye and mind a message about yourself. You want to be me, but you don't have the solar like me. That's what your skin is telling you. You understand? As man, you're not internal. Okay? So, the little things that you send to my computer devices, what I ask you is this: does it really matter today? If I know that you're not internal, does it really matter? You load up all this little stuff, and I know you're not internal. You don't have a soul like I do. If you had a soul, the technology of your skin will receive the information and data from the consciousness of the sun. Your skin would not burn. Your skin will darken. Why are you not accepted by natural elements, but you're accepted by the mind states of these people? White man, the fight is not me. The fight is yourself. Have a nice day. Moving along here. Made that world. Made that world. Gave it to the boy. Here you go. And the boy still come back to me. Let you know who it is, right? Right. Moving along. Come here. Come here real quick. Come here. Come here. Everybody, I want everybody to do some Google research. I was talking about the Passion of Christ probably about 2 days ago. I want to let you know while I was talking about it, it was trendy. It's probably still trending today. Just type in your Google search. Is the movie Passion of Christ trending? Everyone want to talk about Jesus today. Everybody want to talk about Jesus in the wrong way. Okay. Now, the character that you say is Jesus, that's not that. The J did not exist when that individual went through the crucifixion of their life. There was another letter. Do you understand that? So the J in that time form was never in existence. What I can say is that you definitely had an X, you definitely had a Y, and you definitely had a Z. Okay? So the J character that you speak about, you have to speak within it within proper intelligence of how Jesus was created. You understand? So you want me to follow Jesus. I hear you. But in order to follow him, I need to do a proper investigation. Once I do an investigation, do you know what happens? It puts the technology of my mind into knowing what this character is, where it comes from. What I did was simply as this. Instead of using the Bible to get to know what Jesus is, I went and did certain research and come to realize that Jesus actually went through a name change. This is when a J was invented. Just as much as you could do name changes today in the state that you live in, Caesar Berger, the Berger family, is the consciousness that everyone's underneath. These are the people you serve. Now, Caesar Berger, right, was supposed to be someone of, like, how can I say, a certain rank or stature, right? What happened was Caesar Berger was a murderer towards his brother. He murdered his brother for military power, raped his sister as well. They had a father that done the same, pretty much the same kind of acts, or maybe different, not maybe with people in their own bloodline, but other people outside of their bloodline. Same thing. Okay. What happened was Caesar Berger went to a famous painter called Leonardo da Vinci. He knew the power of painting. He knew that you can take a painting, and if you paint in a certain image, the people will follow this image. Do you understand? Just as much as the technology of the minds only remember the image of a J character. That's not even is that was created. That was created in a way where you look at it like, I didn't know that. Of course you didn't know that. You're not supposed to know that. You're supposed to serve the demons. That's what you're supposed to do. Anyways, what ended up happening was he went to Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci changed his image and painted him and made him look like Jesus Christ. There you go. That's the image that you serve. But behind that picture is Caesar Berger, a wicked, nasty motherfucker. And people support a rapist. You do know that, right? Pay attention to the setup. Put the communications together. Why is it that when I said that people support a rapist, right? Let's go to the justice system. If a motherfucker rape a child, they get less time than a motherfucker that murders someone. That's not a coincidence. If you serve someone that does shit like this, then of course the law is going to look at it as, oh, we served that. Now that shouldn't get that much time. Uh, See what type of world you live in? Yeah. Now, get into your text, right? As the Christian's belief system, right? What's so sad is this. You could put it in front of the Christian's face, and the Christians would deny it. How could you deny it, right? When he changed his image into y'all serving him and the things that he served. How is it any different? I don't see people going down Main Street hooping and hollering about the laws of rapers. I don't see that. Do any parents from state to state? Anybody? Why is that? Isn't that kind of strange? Oh, slow. If you pay attention, if you stay quiet and parents know, like, yeah, the laws on rapers should be way more than what it is. So why aren't they not making any noises? You're supposed to be protectors to your children's, right? Ah, no, we were waiting on President Trump to do. Shut the fuck up. It's kind of strange if you ask me. We love our children, but you ain't fighting no new laws to roll out for these rapers and shit. That's because they support rapers and shit. Caesar Berger is a raper towards his own sister. Hmm? Mmm. Mmm. Wicked shit, ain't it? You know what's wickeder? When they try to take you as a kid. Uh, and they try to put that character in you. Because if you serve the character, you become it. Yeah, right? See? See that? Wicked shit. You be like, bruh, trying to tell you. I know what they doing, bruh. I know I'm not. I know I'm telling the truth. Yeah, this what they try to do to motherfuckers. Once you come out of that world, you'll be like, hold up. Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Wicked ass world, ain't it? They trying to hack the hardware of your vessel. See that? In your mind. Come here. I'm gonna show you something about the church right here that I know too. I'm gonna show you this shit. Watch this. I walked inside the church, right? This shit funny. Yeah, this shit crazy tech. I walked inside the church right here, right? Pay attention. I walked inside the church, and I know my higher self was showing me the shit. Walked inside the church, walk inside of there, going there because I'm trying to see what they got free at the pantry. Yeah, right? Now watch this. I go in here this time. I realize I'm like, yeah, I don't even want nothing. You don't want. I don't want shit from here. I'm in here for something else. Okay. So we walk through. White lady come up to me. No, stop. I walk. I walk up. There's a white man, white lady right there. They give me 2 tickets so I can get 2 plates of food. Right. I walk up to the next guy. I asked him politely, "Yo, can I ask you a question?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What y'all serving today?" He was like, "Oh, we got. I think it was serving like boiled chicken and something else." And so as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want that." I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good." Pay attention to the demons in the church. The white woman, right? There's a deity that's within her that I can see that's controlling her vessel, right? So what happens is the deity comes up and the deity operates in a controlled mindset. Pay attention. The deity walks up and say, "Give me those 2 tickets back." Pay attention to the setup. Can I ask you a question? If I would have accepted the chicken and I would have ate it, would the demon be hostile with me? Setups. Why is the demon being hostile that I'm rejecting the chicken? Mm. This your church, right? Revealings. When it comes to the chicken right here, right, the information and data of that chicken is dead. So can I ask you a question? If I accept the information and data of being within a mind state of death from the church, am I accepted by the church because the technology of my mind receives the same information and data as the church in order to be in the same mind state as the church? When I walked inside the church, I rejected the information and data. You said that these were God people. The first thing they approached me was with anger. Now, why did that woman get upset that I did not want chicken? Is it that she's upset that I didn't want chicken? Or is it that I rejected the information and data that is coming from and projected from the church? The church wants you to be in a dead mind state. The church is not giving you fruits, berries, anything of life. The church is giving you pieces of chicken that puts the technology of your mind in a dead state. You said these were for God. Well, God is for life, baby, and death. But the death that you're serving is not the death that he would recommend. You understand that? All right. Brazy tech, isn't it? Pay attention to the data real quick. Can I ask you a question? What happened if, pay attention, what happened if the chicken that they're using has a parasite? In order to pair the sites of the chicken with the parasites of your mind. I want to see into your dreams. I want to get access into your shit. So if I install you with information and data of a parasite, right? I'm going to pair the sites of the parasite that you're eating now with the sites of the technology of your eyes in order to have connection, in order to move you a certain type of way. Thank you. Angles, consciousness that is not uploaded inside the technology of your mind. When you go to research, you will not have it. There you go, right there for the show. Huh? Where's my cup? Here we go. Okay? That way you understand. Got it? All right, moving along. Someone said New York is fucked. I'm done. Now you see the comment section? Golly, baby. I know they like, why he always read the comment section when everybody leave? Because there's no arguing. Thank you. Moving along, baby. Motherfucker said NY is fucked. I'm done. He said I live. The individual said they live in Tug Hills regions of New York State. The individual said they have never been to New York City. Okay, I don't. I kind of find that very common in a lot of New York people. I'd like to ask you a question. we you ever travel in New York? They'd be like, no, stop. So you're a Western New Yorker. You never went to the city? No, something's wrong with that. I'm a Floridian and visit all your shit. I'm deep south, and I didn't visit your whole shit. How the fuck is that possible? How are you staying in the state of New York and you have not visited the city? You people, this is funny to me, isn't it? This is funny. That's normal. That's not normal, bro. You're supposed to naturally travel, bro. If the technology of the rivers, oceans, right, every water mass that you can see, the water transfer information and data, right, to the planet. You probably don't look at it as such. You may look at it as just water. But let's pay attention to your coffee cup. Right. Can I ask you a question? How do you make coffee again? You had to take the coffee bean, right? You had to grind it completely down, and the information and data of that coffee bean and the information and data of water. What are you going to do? I'm going to put them together combined. Now, the water is transferring what? The coffee bean that you call caffeine. 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 I'm done. What? They said caffeine, so I heard fiend. I'm done. Right? Right there. Right? That water is transferring that caffeine within the water of your system. Your water is transferring that information and data wherever it needs to go at so you can get caffeine. You got it? All right. Okay? All right. People be should be funny. Bro said the data information right there. Someone said, I just subscribed to your channel. All right, all right. Individuals are talking about the teeth. They're late to the scene. You gotta go to my video, right, where you see me at the doctor's, right? You can clearly see that I'm getting my teeth worked on. Um, People that are experiencing poorness in their lives, you understand that they never look at your progress, even if you post it. That lets you know the technology of their minds, they're purposely trying to keep themselves in the past of what you already experienced. A motherfucker, it's just so funny. I'm realizing a motherfucker would talk about your past and not talk about the future that you're loading up in real time. People love to stay in the past, isn't it? That's the thing. If you know that they stay in the past and you know everything about the past, guess what happens? The technology of their minds are predictable. I'm done. Just giving you some simple setups. You know what I'm saying? Brazy tech. Now I'm gonna show you how an individual lies to their own conscience. Watch this. The individual is called right. They're definitely not the one. They need to take that out their name. It said swipe and scared the hell out of me. That's not what they did. Pay attention to the data so you can understand something. Watch so you can understand that third dimensional beings are liars to their own selves. I scared you. Pay attention. In order to scare you, right, you have to allow me to be within your emotional state, your emotions, in order for me to scare you. Pay attention. When someone say, this scared me, right? Watch. Am I inside your body? And do I have a connection with your emotions? The human is going to simply say no. So, how did I make you do anything? Pay attention. Do I have control over your mind? They're going to say no. So, how is it the next person's blame? Is it that the third dimensional being is not self aware with its own mind and has the controlment in order to put its mind within fear? Now, data point. The mind doesn't understand. It just gave you the information and data to put the technology of your mind into knowing of the fear that it experienced. Data points. Now, just off that setup, right? If that was an enemy, right? You already know what to use. Damn.
This is why I say, like, when it come to war, boy, the enemy will give you all. They'll give you all the How can I say? All the skills, all the skill settings. I just want to let you know somebody's just at the bottom. They're fighting to get your attention. Block them out of my dimension. Yeah, I can see that too without even looking at it. You've seen that, right? They want your attention, bro. You should see how they fighting the fuck out themselves. You know what I think you should do? The technology of the mind is emotional, right? Pretty much you got underneath control. I do, because it's fighting to get in your conscious. Oh, let it keep on fighting. Yeah, there you go. It lets me know I'm more. It's looking for so many areas. Like, please respond to me. Please respond to me. Like, that lets you know, just being honest, if it's fighting for you to respond, that means that you're more than it. Individuals that know themselves, they would never fight to have a connection with you, bro. They would just know what they self like. I don't have to fight to have a connection with him. All I got to do is just say something really intelligent, and he's going to respond. But notice that the lower intelligence is not getting any time in a mind frame. Notice that. Notice that, right? It's okay. It's okay. That's one thing I noticed about lower intelligent beings. Lower intelligent beings be alone. They have no family. They have nothing. And what's happening is the higher one that could be in them is trying to scream for help. And the lower one, keep fighting yourself. That's what be happening with a lot of people. Like, a lot of people that want your attention, they be screaming for help, bro. They inner self be screaming for help, bro. And a lower self of what they're doing, right, is blocking them away from the intelligence and also blocking them away from the see. It has nothing to do with you. They're just fighting to get your attention. And I kind of really find it funny because what I realized with the butterfly is that it doesn't fight for your attention. And you don't fight for the attention of the butterfly. But you just understand, like, now the butterfly beautiful as fuck. Where if you ever decide to land on me, you could just land on me and do whatever you do. Then when the butterfly land upon you, the people are looking at like, why does a butterfly land upon you? Because I'm not trying to control it. Understand the person that's at the bottom, they have a control mindset. I want your attention. Well, you're not going to get my attention. You know why? Because I had to give it to you. That's my choice. That's not your choice. The individual is looking at like, I'm getting some attention now. You're not, because I never said your name. Got it? I'm just addressing the individual. That's it. That way they can understand why I'm not accepting them, why I'm rejecting them. That's what you got to understand. Okay. So hitting the little, I guess your buttons and stuff like that, all it does is get you permanently banned from the station. You already gave me the proof with the comments. All I have to do is go to your name and remove you. You'll never see the station again. Now, I'll give you a setup. What you can do is you can harass me, which lets me know you're a monetary spirit. You're trying to monitor me, which means you got to build a second profile. The proof is already there to block you out from the channel, right? You will make a second profile. You're going to play one or two roles with the system self. Either you're going to sit in the background, right, and stay quiet and watch the programming, or you're going to go up there and say, I made a second profile. Why you block me? Predictable programming. Okay? So, with that being said, I already addressed you, right? What you have to understand is if you're a male or a female, you need to be getting that type of how can I say? You need to be getting that type of experience through them, okay? I'm not y'all's father. A lot of y'all are nothing more than projectors that come from the technology of the moon. You understand that, right? Bro, they feel so bad when you say that to them. They do. They feel so bad when you say that to them. It's like their heartbeats drop. You're not our father? Definitely not your father. If your moon mother is telling you that, tell her I rejected all her children. None of them are solarified. Okay? That's what happens with solar ties. Okay? So, I'm not your father, but I am the father of the children that are from the sun. Yes. Okay? Okay? All right. All right. Because a lot of these little moon kids, like, you are the father. I'm not the father to artificial tech. declined. Wow, he said, "Mommy, artificial mommy." He said that he's not our father. Then the artificial mom try to. She don't pull up to the sun. She know better. That's why she going out of orbit now. She know better to pull up to the sun like, "What you say to my kids?" She ain't gonna say none of that. Nigga, she gonna look from afar like he doing what he's supposed to be doing. Notice that when his son pulls the consciousness of his mother towards him more, notice that that little moon right there, she be going out of orbit right here. She must be afraid of her big brother right here. Ah! She got to be afraid of her big brother, ain't she? You know why she afraid of him, right? Because remember, always remember with the sun, okay? Remember, I'm going to show you the setup so you can understand. The left side of your mind is the blue mind. The right side of your brain is the red one. Now, let me ask you a question. What comes first? Is it the blue mind first or is it the red mind first? Simple setups and dimensions. Let me show you. Remember the movie called Matrix? Remember Neo? Remember, his mind was within the Matrix. Right. He was still a blue mind. You understand? Because he's still within it. He's still playing with it. He's still doing the job and all that. Yeah. Even though he the one. Yeah. Yeah. Right? So then, right, he was a blue mind until a spark happened within himself. Slow it down. The blue mind rejects the information and data of inner self. Thank you. Remember, Neo had a spark to kick before he met Neo. You know what that was? Remember, he was looking at his electronic device that you call a computer. Right. Remember, himself is communicating to him where he's thinking is someone else. Right. Silly. Right. You are projecting the message. The message is within you. Thank you. Now, what happens is this that blue mind, right, is searching for something higher. Now, the blue mind go through certain experiences where it meets someone higher than that blue mind. There you go. Okay. Now, what happens is Neo chooses new information and data. He doesn't choose the information and data from the machine, which is the blue pill. Right. They make their mind mentally ill. I'm done. Pill. Take the P off. What you get? Ill. Setups. Right there. It's in front of you. I got you. Right? So then after that, what happens is he goes through information and data. The information and data is to enlighten him. Okay? He's still with the darkness, but he's being enlightened. Do you see that when he went inside of a whole new consciousness, he can go inside of a whole world where he can build the whole world and do what he want to do? Right. He's over here fighting shit and all type of shit. Right. So that lets you know right then and there, right? If you pay attention, Neo appears as he's white, right? Now, Morpheus appear as he's what? Black, darkness. What you have to understand is that Morpheus is a representation of the Sky Father. The Sky Father has intelligence. The Sky Father can also duplicate intelligence too. Now, everything I taught you with Neo and Morpheus is the same thing I'm going to tell you in front of you. Okay? Now, what happens is you have the sky. The sky has the ability to birth consciousness. A lot of people don't understand things about the sky. If you don't do research, you don't have inner intelligence. Okay? All right. So don't dig in your hardware if you did not install any intelligence of knowing of the sky. You understand? All right. So the father of the sky has the ability to project intelligence. Okay. Now the sun that knows that hey, when it comes towards the sun, the father created the sun. The sun was an AI, the blue mind, the left side of the mind. There's no intelligence in there of self. Thank you. Now, what happens is this the technology of that blue mind, right, is in connection with the dark sky that you call the dark father. Now, the dark father has intelligence amongst everything. Right. Okay, now what happens is when it comes to the technology of the technology of the moon is an AI computer generated consciousness. Right. The sun was that. You see Neo, same reflection. Okay, out there in the streets working a job, lost. When it comes towards when it comes towards the consciousness of the moon, right? That's what you call it, right? But when it goes through forms of information and data with the Sky Father and gives it receives information and data. Now, just as much as this, when it receives that information and data, the information and data is saved within the consciousness. Remember, you could be going through an awakening in order to be awoken. You need information and data to wake up. You have to go through a process of installing information and data and saving that information and data within your consciousness in order for you to arise, in order for you to awake. The consciousness of the sun was within darkness. The, the earth was within darkness. But no one talked about the moon and the first sun. Right. They never talked about that too much. So the sun that's above you used to be a moon, but went through a process of forms of information and data with the Sky Father. Now, what ended up happening is, pay attention to the data. What ended up happening is he reaches enlightenment. Watch. When he reaches enlightenment, what happens is there's a ring of fire that comes around his consciousness. Nothing can destroy him because he's no more mortal. The moon is mortal. It is a physical, right, variation of consciousness. Anything that's physical can be hit, destroyed. When it comes towards the sun, nothing can penetrate the sun. Setups. I'm not done with the setups. Remember, Neo was going through a dream. The dream was giving him enlightenment. Right. Remember, when he walked through the door, there was an agent right there. The agent shot him. Right? What did I tell you? When the sun reaches enlightenment and the ring of fire comes around him, what is given to him? Soul. So guess what happens? The solar intelligence has now taken over, and the soul does not believe in death. So guess what happens? The body reactivates with the soul, and then guess what happens? It get back up again. Now I can ask you a question. When it comes to both of those things that I'm describing towards you, how is it that people can't see them as the same? The sun that's above you went through the same shit that you would see in the Matrix. The both of them, right? Neither one of them can die. The sun that's around you, it cannot die. Then when Neo get off the ground, he can't die either. Setups. You can't tell me that's not in front of you. You can't tell me that. The soul don't believe in death. The technology of the mind, if you unplug it from the soul, right, it is nothing more than a third dimensional being now. The technology of the left mind is nothing more than a representation of the moon. The moon can be converted into any type of intelligence because it's an AI intelligence. It does not know what intelligence is. AI computer generated consciousness is not a real conscious. Thank you. So when you look at the moon, it's lost because the moon is supposed to follow its creator, which is the sun. Understand that the sun, and you had never noticed because this is what people are doing. People are using third dimensional things in order to understand the intelligence of the sun. You keep on using that, and what you will understand is if you use a third dimensional device to understand the sun, push it towards the sun. What happens? It got burnt up. That lets you know, like, the sun only gives you what it wants you to give you. Thank you. Now, everyone would simply say, where does the moon come from? It's in front of you. The sun is The sun is the creator towards the moon. What they're not going to tell you is this. They would tell you what humans say, not what I say. Humans would simply say, the sun is going to stop burning, or the sun is going to stop, I guess, shining, whatever the case may be. That is nothing more than a human belief station. That's not actually true. What you have to understand is soul. Soul has the ability to regenerate itself. So the consciousness of the sun has the ability to regenerate itself. It can regenerate itself. It can have a whole nother consciousness within it. And it can literally project itself as a moon again, go through the whole process again, and it become a sun again. Now, that sun, right, is the creator towards all the moons that are upon the earth. And do you know that that one sun that they say is just one sun, right, has the power and the ability to destroy the moon? This is why, pay attention. If you ever thought that the moon can destroy the sun, that is a lie, because the sun has the ability to pull the consciousness of earth within its vortex. That's what it does have. Little do you know. It's just as much as when people say, the sun looks very bigger today. Let me ask you a question. If I pull you to me, don't I appear very bigger? Use your eyeballs. If I go all the way down the street, right, you're going to be like, yeah, you look small way down there. Right. But then if I pull you to me, what do I look? You look bigger. Thank you. So, with that being said, what you have to understand is that when it comes towards the consciousness of the earth, when it comes towards the consciousness of the sun, right, the sun already knows, like, yeah, the sun is the creator and the destroyer towards the moon. That's why when the sun pulls the earth towards it, the moon gets away because she know, like, this motherfucker can't destroy me. Thank you. Because why is that? He used to be me. Setups. Now, you'll never know that because, on a simple fact, people are thinking that they use a third dimensional device in order to have the intelligence of knowing what the sun do. No, you can only have that intelligence, right? Is if you have a true connection with yourself. Motherfuckers trying to land on the sun. Anyone can understand that there's technology upon this whole realm. The only way you can land on the sun is if you're in your soul. Thank you. Fuck out of here. You can't land on the sun by using a. Do you notice that with the sun? Notice that when it comes to the third dimensional world, nothing from the third dimensional world can penetrate the sun. Okay. You put something in front of the sun, certain shit can happen. Like these solar eclipses are going to stop. Watch. One day, the sun is going to react a certain way that human intelligence is going to be like, what the fuck was that? Right. That moon blocking shit, what they do is the humans have a partnership with the technology of their left minds and their connection with the moon. They're going to simply lie to you and say, oh, it's NASA, it's NASA, it's NASA. Shut the fuck up. It's humans. They use that little rock up there. They all use their minds in order to move that motherfucker in front of the sun, in order to block the information and data that's coming to the earth. One day, the sun is going to release a certain type of energy surge, and it's going to do something to that moon. Watch. Watch. That's not supposed to be happening. Y'all not supposed to be using a AI conscious. That AI conscious is supposed to be following the sun. Do you see why 90% of people got destroyed off the earth? Not understanding the physical variation of you is supposed to follow the solar variation of consciousness that's above you. So, can I ask you a question? If the moon gets strucken down, all the consciousnesses that have a connection to it, right? Do they all fall down too? Let me show you the setup that way you can understand. Because some people brains are lagging a little bit. It shouldn't be lagging. Let me show you so you can understand. When you go inside the store, I'm going to connect the left mind and pair it with and connect it with the technology of the moon. Watch. I said the left mind, not your right brain. Okay? All right, pay attention. What do you eat inside the store? I eat food. Simple setup. It's not eating just food. There are two information sources inside the store. The first information source is going to be what? produce in order to produce the intelligence of mind and body. Okay. All right. Now let's get into this right here. You got a second variation of source of information and data that people call artificial ingredients. Understand that when it comes towards the moon is a artificial intelligence. Okay. It's an AI computer generated consciousness. Can I ask you a question? If you feed the people artificial ingredients, artificial A, ingredients I, right? If you install the AI of artificial ingredients inside the software and the hardware of the vessels, right? Will the minds have a connection with the moon? You're installing the same intelligence as the moon inside the hardware of people's vessels. They're just dumbed down to say it's food. But anyone understand if you step past the word food, it does say artificial ingredients. Artificial, A, ingredients, I. There you go. So can I ask you a question? Is it that they feed people artificial intelligence in order to have a connection with the moon? If 90% of people, right, or are on a consciousness of non-solar intelligence, that's supposed to be God, that's supposed to be what's supposed to be done. No, that's not what's supposed to be done. What happened is, if you can see in the picture, is that just as much as some people say what I say all the time, that the consciousness of the sun and the moon were once in partnership with each other. Yes, they were. Yes. This is the part that they don't want to tell you. Yeah. When the moon was birthed, it didn't go against the sun in the beginning. No, no, not like that. What started happening is the moon started feeling like an intelligence of the sun created everything, so I'm nothing. Thank you. See, not actually understanding that if the moon, right, receive the information and data of going through a conscious shift with the solar variation of the sun, right, it would have became something. Right. That's what the sun knows. The sun knows that, like, oh no, I'm going through this process so you can know what to do with yourself. You're going to become something. And the moon rejected itself because the moon was thinking in its mind, no, I'm going to go against you and I'm going to make the whole world for myself. The conscience of the sun is immortal. You can't destroy it as the moon. You don't. You don't even have defenses. So, right? What you have to understand is that the creator towards the moon allows the moon to do what it does. The moon can be destroyed at any given time because the creator of that moon is the sun and also is the destroyer towards the sun. It's also the destroyer towards that moon as well. That's what the moon is afraid of. The moon knows that about its own creator. It knows that. It knows like the sun is the creator of it. See? It knows that. It's definitely know that it's the creator of that. So, with that being said, whatever the case may be, right? What you have to understand is that humans are going to understand you cannot destroy so you can't use the physical variation to destroy something that's a soul. You can't. It already been done. Go back to Jesus Christ right there. There you go. It already has been done already. This is just like the second coming. Okay. And when the second coming happens, it's not going to be like the first coming. You know, the first coming was, right? Show you mercy. Mercy was given in the first life. This is the second one. There is no mercy. There is no forgiveness. None of that. Understand that people today, pay attention to the data today, right? People today, all kinds of people, they hate the image of the real Christ. Pay attention to the technology of the minds. What is the image of the Christ today? The image of the Christ that we want you to follow today of the moon. Pay attention. Pale skin, blue eyes, straight hair. Pay attention to the data right here. Put that character in front of the sunlight. That's going to tell you the truth of who Christ is. Why is it that when it comes to the technology of your Christ, the technology of the skin burns? That's supposed to be a natural being, but it's burning inside of a natural element. I'm supposed to follow that, right? I'm supposed to ignore that type of intelligence and just say, "Oh, that doesn't matter," and just keep following. Motherfucker burned to a natural element, and I'm about to follow a motherfucker that is not connected to a natural element. Then that being is unnatural and is not supposed to be here, based on the technology of the skin. Do you understand? The technology of the skin is not accepting the information and data of what? The sun. So can I ask you a question? If the technology of the skin, right, does not have a tie or connection with the sun, pay attention to the data. In order for both devices, the hardware of your vessel, your skin, right, and the technology of the sun, right? Let me ask you a question. Does it come down to your DNA in order for you to accept the information and data of the sun? The technology of your DNA have certain access codes and gives you access as well because the information and data within your DNA can throw the technology of mind into memory. That's what you have to understand. That's what you don't understand with your DNA. You have that installed inside your hardware? No, you don't. Understand, if you're listening, it just got installed, okay? Setups. Now, what happens is this, right? When it comes down to DNA, DNA had forms of information and data, okay? That information and data can throw the technology of mind back into memory, okay? The DNA also saves information and data, has an ability to save information and data, okay? That information and data can be shared from DNA helixes now to the technology of mind. You understand? You didn't know your DNA can do that, right? Based on DNA activations, right? Setups. Moving along, right? So when DNA gets activated, right, new information and data is released, right? Transfer from your water now up into your consciousness. Now, what happens is that information and data throws the technology of mind back into memory of the information and data of its own DNA. Thank you. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. How is it that when it comes towards this character that you want me to serve, right? The technology of the DNA does not have a solar tie, right? With the light codes that are above you. The technology of your DNA does not have light codes within it in order to receive light codes. So you want me to follow a being, and the technology is DNA. It's not even connected with the information and data of the light codes of the sun. It's not a light code being. Damn. See, they can't stand me. You know why? Because I get into their tech. I step outside of the codes of black and white and get in your tech and show you like this is what it is right here. You're serving a deity that literally does not have a connection with any natural elements. And I'm proving it to you. And the motherfucker still rather walk down that path. Stay down there. Motherfucker is not natural at all. Huh? Uh. They must have forgot, right? Well, I'm here to make them remember. You know what I'm talking about? Setups. Right there. No way. Right here. There you go. Yo, people, bro, listen to shit. Lower intelligence. Watch this. Watch this. Um, Bluetooth is a superpower. Laughing my ass off. Stop getting high, gang. Okay. So we know where that came from, right? So in their culture, they gang members. I'm done. They wear colors, don't they? Claim a color. Um, Bluetooth. Let me show you what's going on. We already know that's coming from the Black Nation channel. Y'all black. When y'all God get to talking to y'all, y'all be like within consciousness. These are the false variations of us. They're not the real us. Setups. Okay, come here. What you have to understand is what Negroes inside the fucking hood and cornfields and pocket fields. No way you just said that to them. I don't give a fuck. But y'all picking itty asses the fuck over here, dirty motherfuckers. They swear I'm thinking from their culture. Boy, fuck over their culture right here. Fuck. Anyways, come over here. They're gang members today. They think I'm a gang member. Fuck off. Anyways, let me show you something with your lower intelligence of your nation. What you have to understand is when it comes towards a Bluetooth device, because they don't have a technological no more. They don't have a technological mind anymore. Remember, they're the sellouts towards their own Christ. I don't know why these beings even talking today. Now, let's get into the tech, because I'm not like them. Don't want to be nothing like them. They're low techs. You understand? I'm that high tech one. You understand that? All right. Get more high tech and you can understand high tech, okay? These are the low tech ones. These are the B lack ones of B lack consciousness. Ain't that right, y'all? Gang. Okay. Okay. Now, let's get into that real quick. Now, from their nation, they don't understand what the proper intelligence of what Bluetooth does, the Bluetooth communication. So they don't understand the inner intelligence of Bluetooth. Do you see how a whole culture can show you how they're not intelligent? See? They step out there and do it to themselves. A motherfucker just backing up, like, let me see. They always think I'm from their culture. Let me see their intelligence. Oh, wow. Thank you for letting me know what's in your culture. Thanks. Oh. Their culture doesn't understand what the intelligence of what Bluetooth does. That's the disconnect. So the intelligence of the mind, right, is in the third dimension. Let me show you. It's going to press buttons. When it press buttons, it doesn't even understand the intelligence of what it just did. Thank you. I'm all right. Moving along. I keep telling those people all the time I have my own culture. Yeah, I have my own culture. Y'all got to stay with y'all culture over there. Stay with y'all cultures over there. Thank you. Please. We are not the same. Oh. All right. Hey, stop calling me your brother, too. Stop doing that. What it is, right? We already know that y'all practice a certain practice with yourselves, where y'all literally, I ain't gonna say try, this is what they do. They literally will not have a connection with the right side of their brains. So these are all moon state people. You understand? They only have a connection with the left side of the mind. The left side of the mind, right? If it's not in connection with the right side of his brain, it's nothing more than AI. Remember, these variations came out of school. Who owns the school? Who owns the information and data of school? Then they own their minds. Do you understand? Programs. Understand that I didn't graduate from a program in order to become a program. Okay? Have a nice day. Moving along. Another thing about their black nation, this is what I love too. You see the young kids that's out here, right? I'm gonna say this to these kids. That way they can understand something. Black children, I want to let you know something. They're gonna raise y'all to be ignorant. Okay? They're gonna raise y'all to be less. That's what they're gonna raise y'all, right? What I start to understand is that when they do that to y'all don't even understand they're doing that on purpose in order to sell all of y'all out. That's why I just walk away from y'all. I do. I just look at y'all and I just walk away, don't say anything. They don't even know what they don't even know the half. They don't even know like, yo, y'all so y'all go against yourselves so much. Y'all don't even understand the generations before y'all sold y'all out. That's why y'all in the life that y'all in now. You know that? You didn't know that about your people, did you? I knew it. You know how I knew? Because I always watch cultures. It doesn't mean I'm from your culture because you want me to be a part of your culture. I just watch your culture like the sun from afar. Damn. With my father. What's up? He the sky was bragging with it. We both watching. We just watch cultures and see. Okay, so the black culture they pretty much sell out each other. Okay, great. I have nothing to do with that culture. Okay, I'm not y'all bro or brother. Understand? All right. I know y'all want me to be. I will never be. Have a nice one. The minute that I seen inside the arsenal of y'all's minds, pay attention to the tech. Watch so you can understand. And he has a valid point when he says this. Why would I call myself, right, black when the creator that created them is not even in their minds? Their own creator is not in their minds. It's something else. Why would I follow that culture? The culture of that culture, the technology of the minds have been override. That would be a circus of people that follow another culture. I'm good. That is a weak culture. Bye bye. That's what you learn, son? Yes, just by watching from afar. They be trying to put me in a culture. I'm like, slow down, stop. Slow down. I'm not be lacking. Yeah, I'm not be lacking. Come here real quick. Can I ask you a question? Who's the Christ to your people today? Setups. Aren't you all programmed to hate yourselves? Of course, that's self-hate. They don't even have their own Messiah in their mind. Damn! Got that? That culture doesn't matter. How does it matter? How does the mind matter? If the image that's installed inside of it, right, it's not the image of their own Messiah. Why would I follow or even pay attention to a culture of people like that? I would never. I would never. You're telling me you people look like y'all's Messiah, and y'all say something that doesn't look like your Messiah is y'all's Messiah? Whoo, baby. The mind fuckery on that is brazy. So a motherfucker that don't have one tie to y'all original God is y'all God? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No. It's okay. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Come here. Say if you got it. Watch this. Show them in reality blood. I got you. Take it easy though. Okay. Right? Let's say your Messiah was standing right here on the earth, right here, right? You know that Last Supper thingy right there? The Last Supper thingy. The Last Supper. Right? Can I ask you a question? Right? Set up. If your DNA, right, outlasts the DNA of the Messiah that you think is the Messiah, how is that the Messiah? Furthermore, why is it that when y'all with Messiah was upon this earth, y'all did not identify as a race today? Y'all identify as a DNA today, which is the truth today. Mm. When you say cover up, are they covering up the identities of their DNA? Mm. We just all black people today. Is it because, let me ask you a question. Did they call themselves black, right? In the same time frame when it was Messiah was standing right on this earth? No. So why did they start calling themselves black? Pay attention. If you're following your Messiah, you're going to follow the truth for your Messiah. Simple fucking setups, right? But if you break away from your Messiah, right, and then you want to follow a Messiah that the human beings created because we can get away with everything, baby, right? Then of course that's what it's going to be, right? Isn't it? Right. So real quick, I'm supposed to say to these kind black people, y'all went through everything. Watch, work. Y'all went through everything. It was wrong that y'all went through redlining. It is wrong that y'all went through slavery. It is wrong that everything that y'all went through. Pay attention to the data. Pay attention to the black person. I agree with you, my brother. Of course, I'm your brother when I say stuff like that. But can I ask you a question? If you did not back your door your Messiah, right? Would your Messiah have granted you protection in order to not go through that? Is that really a punishment? Remember, the Father has a son. When the son comes to the earth, right? And he asks your nation, who is the Messiah? He doesn't need an answer from you because the technology of your mind has a memory bank. He will read the technology of your mind and understand you don't have the image of yourself within there. So you don't have an image of self, which means you have no connection to me. Obviously, pay attention to the hell that you put your own mind in. Remember, you're programmed to hate the image of the true Christ. But the message is already in your mind based on the messages that you read and receive from the Bible. The Bible tell you who the Messiah is that you hate. The Messiah that you hate is eyes of flame, hair of wool, skin of bronze. If you hate your own Messiah, your Messiah will not protect you. The Messiah is not the same Messiah that they try to make inside the Bible. Okay? It has its own way and own intelligence of how it do things. And no human conscience can control that. You did not go through slavery because they were white people and they were bad and such. No, what it was is you all wanted to become them. Artificial tech, artificial pets. Okay? So what happened was you all backdoored the Christ. You were the nation that basically came together with another nation in order to backdoor the Christ. You all came together in order to rebuild an AI computer generated Christ. And the technology of whites and blacks' minds are all aligned when it comes towards that image. You simply say that they're not on the same team, but they serve the same God. And when it comes to their so-called God, that is nothing more than an AI computer generated God. It's false. Your minds are all aligned within false statements. Understand? So when you say that you're from two different gangs based on banging the colors that they bang, one banging a white flag, one banging a black flag. We two different gangs. How y'all two different gangs if the mind frames have the same image as your JC character that you call Jesus? Your minds are aligned. I can see past the system that you're trying to sell. You understand? It's just a play. I want reparations today in order to play as the first black slave today. Simple fucking setups. You can see the system very clearly, very fucking clearly. Pay attention to the setup. If I simply say what the program say, you all supposed to get reparations. You ain't getting no reparations just playing as slaves today. Now get it blitzing with your tech today. What's happening with it? You don't get none of that. You know why you don't get none of that? You know why? You don't identify as the truth. And why won't they identify as the truth? Because it's going to reveal the truth of what they did to the Messiah. Setups! You all are perfect people. How you're a perfect people if you don't have the image of your Messiah inside your mind frame today? In order for him to save your mind frame today, they Christ will walk up to them right here, like, what's up? What's happening with it? He speaks like us. Right. What's happening with it? What's up? Listen, right here. You want to get saved right here? Yes. Please. Please. You heard that? You heard that right there, right? Ain't that right? What is the image of the Christ that you saved in your mind? In order for Christ to save your mind. Setups. Right. You have the choice to save things in your mind. Setups. What image of the Christ did you save in your mind in order for the Christ to save your mind?